Hey, it's Greg Grunberg, Snap Wexley, and you are listening to Sixth Scale Scavengers.
All right, Scavengers, we're back. It's been a few weeks, but we are back. Chris, TC, we were literally just saying how difficult it is to track down our schedules with summer here. It's the kids. I tell you, it's the kids, Marty. Carting my son around to soccer 5 days a week, as I was just telling you guys before the show.
I know. It's crazy. And like my kids stay up earlier now that it's the summer and stuff. So like we're watching things with them later in the night. And, it's like, you think it's like 8:30 and you're like, oh, wait a second, it's 9:30. Oh, wait a second, we're going to record tonight. Like crap. Totally spaced it.
Yeah, we had to send out an APB for you. TC and I were like, do we just do this by ourselves? And I gotta be honest, we would have, the show would have gone on, because if we didn't record tonight, it probably wasn't happening for another few weeks. But I think it would have been, Chris, the first time that you would not have actually been on the panel.
Yeah. I know you guys would have done perfectly fine, probably better, but I looked at our Instagram chat and I was just like, oh, wait a second, why are there so many messages? Oh yeah, that's
why.
Yeah,
we're just happy that it wasn't anything serious.
No, I appreciate it, guys.
Because you were already asking about this a couple days ago.
I know.
And then you just
were like, guys, we have to podcast. We need to podcast.
Yeah, I know. I lost track. I didn't have anything going on for work today, and I literally was down here in the basement sorting vintage Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles and Silverhawks and all these accessories and stuff, and just totally lost track of what day it was this week. And so we're here now.
It's been close to almost a month, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
It's been crazy. A lot of stuff happening. I know, speaking of soccer, World Cup fever, especially in this household. And it's kind of,
there he is.
Leo Messi, the GOAT. The GOAT doing GOAT things in a city not too far from TC last night.
I feel like I should have been going to these matches.
So I was talking to one of the other soccer dads tonight, and World Cup ticket prices were insane. Chris and I are about 90 minutes or so from Foxborough, which they renamed Boston Stadium. Tickets for like the upper deck where the Patriots normally play, like $3,000 to $4,000. Do the math, the closer you get to the fields, and how any kind of normal sports fan could go to this. But one of the dads was like, they went to one of the Colombia games in Mexico and sat close to the top. And I think tickets were like $800 a piece, which is still a lot, but a lot better than $3,000 to $4,000.
Yeah, and that's if you're talking about just regular ticket price, and you got to factor in the fees. Which are like 30%,
and travel.
Yeah,
if you're
food and everything. It's
tough.
It's a big commitment, and you think about it. If you're a collector and you want to go to these things, you got to collect all the souvenirs and jerseys and goodies and stuff like that. So, that stuff's not cheap, and it's just gonna keep adding up. But it's fun. It's great to see all the excitement around the world, all these different teams. And there's a lot of soccer collectibles out there. And, I'm sure
like
some
TC was just holding up that Messi figure. I have a feeling, not financial advice, but those messy Lego sets, I think in time are going to be very desirable.
I think so. I'm going to keep one boxed. I got 2.
One
Build
to
one out.
own, one to display, one to rock, one for just in case.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, once the U.S., people should have seen our chat. Like, before the U.S. got knocked out, it was all about like, why not us? We
Yeah,
can do it.
right.
And like, Belgium, that's why not us.
Yeah.
Belgium.
Yeah.
Big difference between the top 20 and the top 10.
Yeah.
Found that out the hard way.
Right.
Anyways, this is not a soccer podcast, but you guys will one more final soccer comment before we move on to our regularly scheduled program. My son and I were out hunting for collectibles. My son's been trying to search for One Piece SH Figure Arts figures, and we happened to stumble across a place, Chris, down in Salem, Chris's Comics.
Yep.
And they had some World Cup boxes, and one box by itself was like $900. And I'm like, oh man, that's tempting, but that's expensive. My son goes, Dad, that's like 3 or 4 Hot Toys.
Yeah.
He gets it.
Yeah.
Would you rather have the mystery box, or would you rather have 3 or 4 Hot Toys?
Toys, man.
Mm,
Speaking of figure arts, so I have the Buzz Lightyear figure arts figure. And my son Elijah, I gave it to him one day to play with. He plays with it, and the dude just like it rips the joints apart. So like the elbows are out, the shoulders are out, but it's fine. It's a tank of a figure. So figure arts, making some quality figures, you can easily reassemble it.
Oh yeah. Those are cool figures. I got a few, and I think you talk about hunting for figures and stuff like that, and tying it back to the World Cup. Like, you wonder, could they make any soccer
messy
figures?
Which that will segue, my friend, into our topic of the episode today. We are going to be talking about the Shohei Ohtani collaboration between Blitzway and McFarland Toys. Ohtani of the Dodgers, world champion Dodgers. So that will be the topic. Also cover the Spider-Man figure that also kind of dropped while we were away. So we'll talk about that as well. Already seeing some chat. Yeah, seeing some chat about the Canadian wildfires. Guys, like a couple days ago, with all that smoke coming down from Canada, it literally looked like Tatooine with the sun. Like, it was like orange. Insane.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was crazy. And yeah, you could like smell the smoke in the air, and it was all yellow, hazy. It looks so otherworldly. And they were saying like some areas of the country, it was like smoking 50 cigarettes, like in like if you were outside all day, like breathing in the air is like smoking 50 cigarettes.
Oof. Yeah. Not great.
No.
But guys, this wasn't scheduled, but I know you guys won't have any issue talking about this. I really wish we had like a 6 scale figure to reference regarding this, but this week, unfortunately, we lost Sam Neill, who famously played Dr. Alan Grant in Jurassic Park and Jurassic Park 3 and one of the Jurassic World ones. We don't really talk about that around here, but guys, my Instagram feeds, my Facebook feeds were full of like Jurassic Park, everything. And you know what? I didn't even mind. And it just reminded me like how good that first movie was. And I guess he was such a great character in that. Like, you just didn't, you almost didn't realize it. Like, he wasn't this big action hero. And just seeing all of like the tribute videos and stuff like that, it was just really cool. We talk a lot about like the nostalgia and stuff about on this podcast, and part of what like we do as collectors and stuff is to kind of remember that. And that was really, really sad, but like also you can also really appreciate the the role that he had, and just so many people talking about like what he meant and like what that movie meant to them. We were a little bit older when it came out, and for a lot of people, they saw it a lot younger. Still one of the best blockbuster movies of all time. Just incredible. But it's just, and all the other good stuff that's come out about him too, like Chris, just about how he was such a, like, just really down to earth actor, and just it's sad, but also can remember all the stuff that like that movie meant to us growing up as well.
Yeah, that movie was crazy when it came out. I saw it in the theater and was just absolutely awestruck. When they come over the ridge and see the Brontosaurus or whatever they are. Just amazing movie and experience, and he was awesome in that role. And so many others. You can definitely go back and relive some of his classic performances in other movies and franchises and stuff. But Jurassic Park, that was that toy line from Kenner was, I had a bunch of stuff from that, and lots of nostalgia for that toy line, that movie. My dad had the soundtrack on CD and he used to play it in his Pontiac Transport minivan all the time and stuff. And it was just, lots of good memories there. And he was a good guy, and from all things, I've seen and heard, just a stand up, human being. So sad to see him go, but we've got all those movies to continue on his legacy.
Yeah, and I mean, when I think of Jurassic Park, I think of his character, Alan Grant. I mean, Ian Malcolm, him too, Goldblum. But I don't know, there's one character that, like, I embodies the whole franchise. I think it's Dr. Alan Grant. So, yeah, sad to see him pass. But yeah, like you said, Bryan, so many good things have been said about him. So it's nice to know that an actor that we love is also loved. So,
like a lot, and actually one of the videos I saw too. Last thought on this, but how his character was against kids, didn't like kids, scared that kid with the raptor claw, and then, like, without even having children of his own, like, protected those kids in the movie like his own, and kept them calm. And it's just kind of like, even just watching that video just makes me realize too, as like, as a dad myself, there's times where you have to, like, maybe be strong when you're not, or explain things that maybe you don't know yourself. It's hard. It's really hard to be a parent. It was just a good reminder of that even people that aren't parental can be some of the best, role models as well.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. And we were this close to getting an Alan Grant figure in 6 scale. Unfortunately, the company, was it Chronicles, had the license or something like that.
Yeah, I think they went under.
They went under. They teased it at San Diego Comic-Con, I think a number of years back. Our friend Jared Mayfax Mando shared in one of our chats the pictures of the prototypes, and I remember briefly talking about it back in the day. But maybe the license will get picked up by one of these companies. I think having some Jurassic Park figures in 6 scale would be pretty cool.
Yeah, you're right, Chris. It was Chronicle Collectibles. They were planning on doing a Dr. Alan Grant and a Velociraptor.
That's right.
Yeah, it's tough though, because, like, who else do you make? I guess you could make Goldblum. Ian Malcolm.
Nedry.
Why can't I think of
Newman?
Maybe.
No. Sam Jackson. Just he gets a figure from every movie he's been in.
Yeah.
No, the you've got the Raptor Tamer there. Doctor or Laura Dern's character.
Laura Dern, that's who I was thinking of.
Yep. So, but I mean, it's pretty. Once you get past him and Jeff Goldblum's characters, it would be pretty niche collector base going for that stuff.
Yeah, Ellie Sadler, that's who it was.
Yep.
Yeah, but you're right. Like it does get to that point, but it definitely is like and having just been down at Universal Studios a couple weeks ago with family vacation and kind of an impromptu one and going through all the the Jurassic Park area and stuff like that. It's definitely one of those things. It's like more of the sum than all the parts. With like, I mean, some of the things are really iconic, like the Jeeps and the vehicles, obviously the dinosaurs. It's just like it works better as like an entire ensemble, but you don't want to lose sight from the fact that like, definitely the standout performances really carried that, especially when, the actors like made you believe that there were actually dinosaurs there. I mean, they just cutting edge for 1993 with the technology and stuff that it still holds up to this day is awesome.
Yeah, we had I think it was last summer toy show here in Dover, New Hampshire. One of the main players from ILM that was involved in all the concept digital framework for Jurassic Park was a guest, and it was really cool being around him and hearing some of his stories and stuff like that. I think it's like Spaz Williams, or I forget his last name, but my friend Kevin Mann of Caveman Toys, he's got a crazy Jurassic Park collection, and he was really excited to get to meet him and pick his brain and hear about what it was like in those early days of the using the digital models to create the characters and stuff like that. The T-Rex, making it believable. It was cutting edge technology at the time, and it really just blew Hollywood's minds what you could do. And it really I think from that point on, the CGI and stuff became so much better, and we see where it is today, and it's a lot of stuff is seamless. You don't even notice it, and you just think back to Jurassic Park as being one of those early movies that kind of pushed that technology forward.
Absolutely. All right, 20 minutes in, let's finally talk about some figures. All right. This cue up Chancellor Palpatine here. A pleasant surprise, if not a good one here. Guys, TC, going to lean heavily on you. Although, there's TC. He's back. We lost him temporarily. I was like freaking out because I'm like, TC's going to carry this conversation, and he just like dropped. I'm like,
gotta keep you on your toes.
After doing this for however many years, I can just go with the flow for the most part. But anyways, Shohei Ohtani figure collaboration TC between McFarland Toys, who holds the MLB license, the MLB players license, and Blitzway, who has made 6-scale figures in the past with Ghostbusters, amongst other things. I dare say, TC, this is potentially groundbreaking in terms of like what this could mean going forward for having high quality collectibles for some of the best athletes on the planet that we could have only have dreamed of before this.
Yeah. I mean, I've never understood why. So Enterbay has the basketball license, and they've been around for years, probably over a decade. But it's only been basketball. Never had these kind of baseball figures. Nothing with football. Nothing on soccer. I mean, yeah, there's customs. F1 would be an amazing opportunity and probably is a decent market. But there's been nothing. I don't know if it's the cost of the license. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's just something where the market's had to mature and it's now big enough for these companies to want to devote the resources and take the dive. So they start with Ohtani. So, but yeah, I mean, I think it's a huge opportunity, and I don't know if it's just like a custom body or whatever, but it looks really good. Like it gets his like body physique and proportions like done pretty well. He's a tall guy. He's 6'4", so he's got to be a little bit taller than I think your standard 1/6 figure. And I mean, I just think the sculpt's really good. You get the second sculpt, if you get the deluxe. There's just so much there. I don't know the branding of the shoes. I mean, the cleats, but overall, I think this is really good. I think the sculpt. So my friend Dave that I chat with regarding figures, he says this was done by Yeezy. The sculptor. I think they commissioned the piece through her. I believe it's her. And yeah, it just looks really good. I have no complaints. So I ordered this. I don't know if you guys ordered it, but I ordered both of them. So I want to kind of display him like with his glove and then batting, maybe celebrating. One in the gray uniform, the away, and then one in the home uniform in the white. So I don't know. I just think it's really cool. They got all the inner braces or whatever he wears on his legs to support, like shin guard type things, already there and assembled. So there's just lots of add-ons. So you can lots of hands. You can wear his hat, helmet, bat. Like I said, there's just tons you can do here, and the fact that he wears sleeves helps with the joints. So I don't know. I just think it's really good. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think this is a great looking figure overall. So much going on here. I think, like you were saying, all the braces and like undergarments and stuff like that just add to the depth of the figure. It doesn't look like just a plain, pant leg or anything like that. You've got all kinds of stuff going on, makes it look more realistic. And draw the line. I mean, the batting stance with the knee joint twisted out, really adds to that realism. But yeah, I think you've got the pitching, you've got the batting, the glove looks amazing. I love how he's got, the different grips of the ball, sculpt and everything. I think, you can tell it's Ohtani. It's hard to say. I don't collect his cards or anything, so, and I don't watch a lot of Dodgers games, so it's a little bit tough for me to comment about, how close the sculpt is, but I think it looks pretty good. And the fact that you've got several different options here, TC, I think your idea of having two and to mix it up, you've got enough of a difference between the two outfits and batting and pitching that you can really have a cool, duo of in a display. But I think the biggest thing with this is opening up potentially the floodgates for other, maybe start out with other baseball players if they're current. I mean, you just go down a serious rabbit hole. You start going into legends, Hall of Famers.
So
I think
McFarland toys, if I recall, and just seeing a lot of these things, this is a big jump.
Mm-hmm.
to go from like a $25 to $35 statue that you can put on your desk as a collectible, whether you get like a Travis Kelce or just trying to think of some of the other ones. I used to collect these things way back when they used to have all like the football ones and stuff, the early generations of them. And to make that jump from that to this is huge. And I can't recall if TC has said this a little bit ago or this is even pre-show. The fact that they went with the generational talent. This is putting, whether this is a one-time deal or not, they went for the biggest fish in the pond. Everybody knows who Ohtani is. His cards sell for millions of dollars.
Yeah.
He makes millions of dollars playing baseball.
Many millions.
Many millions of dollars hitting the baseball and pitching. That, and if you don't know and you're not familiar with baseball, is a rare player that has the ability to both be a standout pitcher and a heck of a home run hitter as a batter. It's just something that hasn't been seen since Babe Ruth. That's why he's that good. I hope this does well.
Yeah, I hope it does well too. I think like it is a big step up, but since they're partnering Blitzway for the sculpt, hopefully that is covered. The rest of it's just, they had the body, so it's just, and then they had the measurements for the tailoring. They should be able to do it. Like I said, the sculpt will be the biggest question mark, but I think because they're partnering Blitzway, they had that part covered. Just is the body quality good, or hopefully the joints are okay. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, I don't know if you guys know this company. I used to collect these many years ago. You ever heard of the Danbury Mint? So Danbury Mint, they would they still make like statues to this day, like 12-inch statues of sports players. So I think they have a Drake May actually up for pre-order, but that's the closest besides the Interbay figures that I've seen for anything baseball figure-wise. And it's not quite the same. Quality's not, not incredible, but yeah, this is just really cool. So I had to jump on this one.
TC Frank's asking the price. What is the price point on
of
this?
These? Okay, yeah. So the base. Just so you guys know that the base comes with the home uniform and all the batting, the bat and just like the batting stance options. So that's $229, and you get the single sculpt right here that you see on the screen. The deluxe one comes with the screaming sculpt. It comes with the away uniforms, the gray. It comes with the helmet. Not the helmet, the glove, and the exclusive bat with the ball attached to the bat, like mimicking him hitting a home run. So that one's for $399. So big jump up in price. But I think if you're going to get the standard one at $229, that's pretty cheap for a 1/6 scale figure.
Yeah. It sets the bar, what to expect for any potential future releases. Again, Draw the Line asks, what MLB player should be the next one they make? The first one that comes to mind for me is Aaron Judge of the Yankees, just because the Yankees, he's one of the best players in baseball the last 5-6 years. That would be another one. Any other players that come to mind, TC, that you think would be on the list?
Yeah, I'd guess they do Judge, but maybe Mike Trout. We were talking before the show aired, Ken Griffey Jr. I think that would be.
I would melt.
That would be an incredible figure, especially if they gave you like the double the two both of the uniforms. So his for the Mariners. So it was like a late 90s Mariners uniform in the green and the white, but then also his rookie year and first couple of years from like 89 and 90, that yellow and blue and white. That would be cool if they gave that option. But yeah, I don't know about the retired players, like how that works with the licensing, if it's more difficult to get that old school, those old school branding. But Yeah, I'd say Judge would be number 2. Trying to think who else is out there right now that's iconic.
I
I mean
mean,
Trout, but he's been
you talk about,
declining.
young players like, Paul Skeens and, some of these, the newer generation players, you got, stuff like that, or they start knocking out,
Acuna from the Braves.
Ronald Acuna,
Bryce Harper still around.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think who else.
Nobody from the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Soto.
Yeah, Soto. But I think Shohei is the safest bet to do this. I mean, he is just a global star, and he's really, I mean, since he's been on the scene, he's been one of the big things that's kept MLB, relevant compared to, some of these other sports. So, yeah, I mean, Judge definitely would be on the short list. But it would be cool to see, Babe Ruth or Ted Williams or Willie Mays or Jackie Robinson. You just go down the list of 100+ years of Hall of Famers. You could go down a serious rabbit hole.
I can't think of anybody else other than Ken Griffey Jr. now. TC and I were talking about pre-show, and I'm just like, that was my guy. I didn't have the opportunity to watch a lot of baseball growing up just because I only got like one Red Sox game per week when they were on a certain channel. It was usually Friday nights is the day I got to watch them. We didn't have cable growing up. But every time Sunday Night Baseball came on, which I also could not watch, but I could listen to it on the radio. And anytime the Mariners were on, I always wanted to hear how Griffey did. I always check the box scores the next day to see how he did. If we could get like one of the alternate Mariners, like the aqua green Mariners jersey, I even to this day you still see Griffey jerseys at like Lids and like Fanatic stores and stuff. And I'm just like, I never had a Griffey Jr. jersey growing up. And I'm like, and I pointed out to my son every time. I'm like, that was the guy.
I mean, I'm looking at his stats right now. In 1992-93, it was his fourth season. He had 45 home runs. 94, he had 40. Then he had 17 in injury-prone season. Then in 96, he goes 49, then 56, 56, 48, and then 40 before he started tapering. Yeah. So he was easily going to break the record if he had continued on for the next 8 years at a similar pace.
Injuries really plagued him.
Yeah, unfortunately, injuries, and then moving to Cincinnati, and did eventually return back to Seattle. But yeah, just awesome. But as a lot of the scavengers in the chat are saying, like, Ohtani has worldwide appeal. Everybody know who Ohtani is, and that's like, and again, trying not to draw too many parallels to the sports card world, but the athletes that have cards that are worth multi-millions of dollars and just sell Jordan, Ohtani, LeBron, Messi, they all have crossover. Brady, they all have crossover appeal. Like it extends past the sport, and they become like entertainment relevant. Mm-hmm. And then that's where Ohtani is. So kudos to Blitzway for doing this, working with McFarland to get the license. Hopefully they see this do well, and they look to do other players. And I don't know if this necessarily means other sports, but if they ever make a Lionel Messi figure, I will dopo that so flipping fast. That's my guy. I love Messi.
Yeah, and with players like that, you've got his Argentina kit, you've got his the
Barcelona, ESG,
MLS,
Miami.
like he's got so many different options. I think that's where it could get really fun. Is like you can get like clothes, clothes kits for your.
I mean,
for
we
your
have our
players,
own. We have our own 6-scale clothier on this
right?
host panel. Chris can
Yeah.
whip up some like
I
little
know.
little doll
I
uniforms for your
I got right
guys.
over there still. Like it's funny you say that. I went last week. I went to go buy a collection from a fellow scavenger, Peter, in New York, and nice 4-hour trip each way. But we were going through the stuff that he was looking to sell, and he opens up a box, and he's like, "Hey, look, there's a 6-scale scavengers thing in here." And then he's like, "Oh, hey, look, it's that thing you made me." And it was the T-shirt with the vintage viewport, like my old Instagram handle, the little 6-scale shirt and stuff. I'm like, oh, nice. Nice. It's tucked away in a box here.
I worked hard at that.
Yeah.
My little iron.
I know. I'm like trimming out the logo and everything. But yeah, I think again, talking about this, this figure and this potential, it's a good sign that we're getting something like this. We always talk about wanting to see variety in the 6-scale figure realm, and this is certainly it. And this is definitely something that kind of came out of nowhere. I did not have this on my bingo card.
Frank just asked us what's the release date. On their site it says Q4 26. That's 3-6 months away.
That's interesting. We'll see if they can pull it off.
Yeah,
definitely not. Well, the other thing we don't know too is like they don't know how long they've been working on this.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I think if they are going to pick one of this, like they don't have to worry too much about the pre-order numbers, as opposed to Hot Toys is like they make to pre-orders.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to be sitting on thousands of these things, but they must have had a pretty good sense of, without a long run up of pre-orders of how many they're going to have to make here, or they're not anticipating making many of them at all, and that's why they're able to do that. I don't know.
Yeah. Now imagine if these figures came with exclusive trading cards, and how crazy that crossover would be.
Then we wouldn't be able to buy any because they'd be sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just like of all the poses here, like I don't know, just like stuff like this. It's just very. I don't know.
Dude, he looks like an actual person.
It does.
Like even more than like a Hot Toys figure. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think like we talked about, the layering and the tailoring is on point for this prototype. We talk about a lot of the 6-scale figures that the tailoring looks off because it's hard to get stuff down to that scale that looks realistic. And it's got to be something with this material for the baseball jersey material that allows that realism to really translate to 6-scale.
And the thing is I'm just looking. I don't know. I can zoom in here. One of the things we were just looking at here is like, and obviously this is the gray away jersey here. All the patterns and stuff you see like on the legs are like part of the that's actually probably part of the body, because like those little grooves and stuff that you see there, that's not part of that either, or it's one of the like a shin guard or something that he's wearing underneath there. I don't see that as an accessory here, so that kind of tells me that's probably part of the body underneath. But like, yeah, to your point, Chris, it just looks like it's pretty well tailored. Like you could easily have seen this thing look to be like really baggy, or I'm trying not to talk myself into getting one of these, but my nephew, who's huge into baseball, like Ohtani is like everything to him. So like, I certainly don't want to make him aware of this.
Look at his pitching stance. If you go back to that picture, like his knee, like it was mentioned in chat, it looks normal.
Right.
The thing that got me TC was this stance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's good
With
too.
like the knee, like where you actually have like the knee out to the side, like that's got to be like an extra joint that's we don't ever see.
Oh yeah, you mean his lead leg? Talking?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because well, maybe you could get that with a figure today. I've never tried to put a Hot Toys figure in a batting stance before, but
Let's try it now.
yeah,
Breaks the hip or something.
Oh, I'd be the only one that broke a hip.
Yeah. Is there any sort of stand or anything with this, or
There is. Yeah, I think so. I was looking at it. It says 13.78 inches tall, including the stand. Stand looks like it's maybe 3/4 of an inch or
Okay.
something like that.
I'm trying to see.
That means the figure is standing
here it is,
close to 13 inches.
Oh, yeah.
So I wonder if it's a magnetic base.
Is it?
It's got no.
There's no.
Let me see.
Crotch grabber.
Going into the specs here.
Unless they just,
It just says base stand, waist clamp, thigh clamp. So they're just not showing it. They're just not showing it.
Oh, yeah, that's which would take away from the figure. But I don't know. Did you guys see? I'm gonna pull this off the stand just so I don't keep gushing over Ohtani. You see that the person that made those like custom stands recently?
Yes.
That it like attaches to the back of like the Hot Toys base and it just like clamps around like the leg.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. It's like so much better. I don't use stands on any of my figures back here. I try to have them, Roy would be proud of me to have them well balanced, but
sure.
It's a good alternative for those that don't necessarily have like a secure spot. Like I don't have to worry about any of them falling out onto the floor. They would, do a face plant against the plexiglass of the Magic case before they'd hit the ground. But I thought that was a good alternative.
Toy hideouts or something? Is that
maybe?
Maybe, but
maybe a scavenger in the chat knows.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool. I mean, just it's simple things like that, and you're like, really, Hot Toys, like, or one of these other companies couldn't think of something like that. But yeah, I'll definitely be looking into those. I like Brian. Most of my figures are just balanced, but I do have some stands being used just in case, because my children like to bump these shelves, and most of the time the figures go flying. So back to kids again. But yeah, it's cool. I mean, I love the ingenuity from the collectors out there, and that's kind of what it is, what it's all about. Pushing the boundaries of what is capable, what we're capable of doing with our collectibles, and all these 3D printers, and Zach at Collecting Weekly, and like all these other guys, they're doing crazy stuff.
Crazy. You guys want to talk about Spider-Man? Or you want to call it a show?
You can talk quickly.
Yeah.
We'll talk Spider-Man.
The movie's coming out next week,
Spidey.
and we won't.
Is it next week already?
Yeah, next weekend.
The 31st.
Right? No,
Oh,
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Oh,
Sorry.
Got me all excited there.
I know.
Or the 30th, 31st. Yeah.
Yep.
So on screen, quick little story time with Bryan here. So not very prolonged here, but I've been showing my son the original Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. We watched first one about a week and a half ago, and then this week we watched Spider-Man 2. And he obviously had seen, Peter 2 or Peter 1, whatever he was in No Way Home. I forgot how good Spider-Man 2 1 was. Like, I swear somebody was like cutting onions a couple times in the movie room. Just like some of the quotes and stuff. I guess I just forgot like how good that movie was, and just remembering a lot of like there's so many good movie lines and stuff in that one. But
any orders?
No.
Like impressive.
Sticking to Star Wars. But anyways, got us thinking Spider-Man because brand new day, guys. As you said, out in 2 weeks. We have a standard and deluxe figure announced. But Chris and TC, throwing over to you guys. Interestingly enough, like the deluxe figure has a winter beanie hat here, which is kind of interesting, and a vest. I wear a vest like this all the time, except it doesn't have like the stripes on it when it gets cold here in New England. Noticeably absent here, Chris. There is no head sculpt.
Yes. That is been a topic for this figure release. It's very interesting choice by Hot Toys. I mean, it kind of makes sense with what they do. They release a figure and then there's another one later on that, you know, has a head sculpt. So I think of like Mando and getting, you know, a third figure that came with a head sculpt. But I think the suit looks really good. I'm especially right here, you know, the different eyes and just the webbing on the suit itself. It just makes me think of like the comic or the cartoon. I mean, we're really getting to that point with the suit. It's just very close to being comic accurate. And I think the coloring and everything, it just looks really, really on point. But yeah, I mean, the price points and everything without a head sculpt. I mean, you've got the big base with the scorpion tail and everything. It's cool, but is this one that, you know, you just kind of wait to see if there's another release? I'm curious what type of pre-ordering they're seeing on these you know, the regular and the deluxe.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough because they had that movie promo version has a sculpt, and now the suit material is not as good apparently, but it has the upgraded masked sculpt with the ears. You can kind of see if the outline of the ears got upgraded body too, and has the Peter Parker head sculpt. So this one's, I don't know. It's tough. I want both, but at the same time, I also know what Hot Toys does. Like, there is no Shohei Ohtani figure one from Hot Toys. They're going to warm up with whoever it might be, you know, and then the main event comes, you know, 4 months later. Yeah, and then you're just like, you know, SOL if you do the pre-ordering. But it is tempting because you can get the regular version of this today from some of the Hong Kong sellers, in like a couple weeks. Okay. Or a week and a half. Yeah. There's a festival of some kind in July, and they're selling some of the regular ones. So it is tempting. It's not that expensive. It's like $300. It's not
I wonder if they did that so that they could get some of these out faster, because I know the head sculpt is usually what delays.
Right.
But then it's like, I don't know if you remember the D23 cap a long time ago. And then they released the Endgame cap like 2 years later. Like, I'm just like worried, like, are they going to make some kind of material improvement, as in significant improvement, but also maybe material improvement as in cloth type, but I don't know. So it's tough. I'm kind of just sitting on my hands.
Yeah, I think for this one, and I want to say that in some of the interviews and stuff that Tom Holland's done, because he was very involved with the making of this movie, apparently, was they tried for the first time in the MCU to try to make the suit look like there's a person in there, and looks like there's bunching and stuff, whereas most of the time it was all CGI and you wouldn't see any of that. And I think it sounds silly, but the downstream impact of that as Spider-Man collectors is people never wanted to, well, they didn't want to damage the figure, like thinking back to like the original Iron Spider figure. they didn't want to leave it in a certain pose because they didn't want it to like bunch up and ruin it or something. But it almost really seems like, to your point, Chris, like they're really leaning in on that. Like this is just it's definitely a person in a suit. It's, material that like well, not a teenager anymore, but a college student would put together. And, you're going to see some of like even on screen here on the left side here, with his leg up, if you do that, the fabric's going to bunch up.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see like how that really kind of plays out with this. But you also too, if you read the tea leaves, and this isn't really necessarily a spoiler, if you saw the original like Secret Wars comic back in the 80s, there's probably a pretty good chance that the Spider-Man's going to have a suit that's not red and blue by the end of this. Just saying.
So you're saying there's a chance. Yeah, I mean, it's entirely possible, and we know that there's always multiple suits going on in Spider-Man movies, and I'm wondering the one that he ends No Way Home in, the one that we just got that special release figure, which I pre-ordered, and of course this one comes out, but I do really like that other one. Is that one going to be what he starts out the movie with, or is it just going to be directly into this, this newer suit? We'll find out in a couple weeks here, but yeah, like Brian said, there's a pretty good chance we see another suit in this movie, and we may even see like a battle damaged version, or that I could see that being a deluxe or a later release with a head sculpt if we see like a battle damaged version. But
like I don't think we'd get another Punisher figure.
No.
But I do think, because it's been a while since they've done one, I'd have to think that we get a Hulk.
That is the hope from a lot of people. I think the Hulk we got from Endgame is not really the Hulk that people wanted.
No.
With a jumpsuit on. It's like, what the heck?
Pajama party.
Not really. Seriously. Is definitively not.
Yeah, definitely not. So I think you're on to something. I was talking to my buddy Brenton, saying, he's hoping that they do, do we get a Banner Hulk 2-pack again? That would be pretty cool. Because that one from Avengers is leaves a lot to be desired. So, I mean, the Hulk's pretty decent, but the Banner figure is not. And so that would be cool. I mean, and there's going to be a lot of characters in this movie. So,
I mean, some of the people that we don't even know who some of the people are actually playing.
Yeah.
I mean, do we think there's going to be another red and blue Peter Parker with the head sculpt? They've already released 2. I know the other one's from No Way Home. This is Brand New Day. Like this might be
different colors in that one.
Okay.
But we don't know. That's, speculation. So
it's going to be black. Let's just say it. Black and white.
You mean in this movie or Secret Wars?
Well, it's in Secret
Definitely
Wars.
Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Just based on the comics of the 80s. And one of the original like figures they did for Spider-Man was in that, like that look. Like that was his look before the symbiote was even like a thing. Like I think they later adapted it, and then you ended up getting Venom and all that other stuff. But like, yeah, Secret Wars was like the original reason for making all that backstory that they continued to evolve and retell in different ways and stuff. But I think they're gonna find a way, whether it's in this movie or the next, to make him that be his look, just to be a homage to his comic look. And early, Chris, you know this better than I, but like, what was the Secret Wars toy line? Or was it Toy Biz or
No, it was Mattel.
Mattel?
Yep, back in 84, 85. And that was right at the same time. I mean, that was Secret Wars. That was a huge comic book event where the Beyonder ended up grabbing all these superheroes and bringing them to this one world, and they all had to like battle against him and stuff. And so, then they redid Secret Wars. I think it was like 10 years ago or something like that. Different type of storyline. Doom is involved, but you've got all these different characters coming together. And in the original run in the 80s, that's when Spider-Man got the black and white suit. And that was something, that was a whole thing. And like Bryan said, it eventually led to Venom, and comic book history was made. So
by Todd McFarland.
yes, exactly.
It all ties together.
It does.
We eventually got an Ohtani 6-scale figure because of
Venomized Ohtani.
Oh,
Hey, that's interesting.
let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I know, right? It'll sit on
So
shelves
anyways,
for years.
we as collectors get excited anytime there's a Spider-Man figure. I mean, he is the most popular comic book superhero in the world, easily recognizable. I mean, right up there with Superman, Batman. But in terms of Marvel, he's their guy.
He's number one.
Who is
And
number one overall? Is it Spider-Man or is it
Yes.
Batman?
That's a good debate. Probably Batman, but you've got those three: Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man. It's pretty much kids all around the world know who they are, and they might not even know.
Speaking of Superman, hopefully by the time we podcast next, hopefully I have the in-art Superman in hand.
All right.
Sweat, so
You have
we'll
to do a
see,
little retro live review of that one. That would be haven't
Might
done
do
one of
that.
those in a long time.
Yeah, we'll have to go over collection updates and stuff like that. I've gotten some figures that I haven't even been able to unbox and set up and stuff. So
Yeah, I've been the same way, Chris. I got one in I guess I'll do one quick collection update. I got the Sabine Wren Rebels look in from Sideshow. That came fast. And that's for you, Scott. You know what to do with that.
but I'm Ching.
Yep. He's on it. But yeah, it's still sitting in the shipper box. I haven't even had the chance to open it up. But like also too, you probably can't really see it behind me. But actually, one other collection update is this bottom shelf here, which I used to have all my Lord of the Rings Legos and Lego Castle, is actually on a table behind me now because I'm going to go 3 shelves of figures.
Wow.
And
expansion.
Well, not expand. Well, it just. My son and I were trying to figure out like how we're going to display everything, and I'm like, all these figures are going to be really cramped just to put them into 2, because then I'm like, okay, well, Clone Wars prequels and the amount of clones that I've gotten in hand already, I'm like, this is just going to look really overcrowded, and then I'm like, I can't fit the OT and sequel trilogy and everything all on the second shelf, so. At least give myself an option to spread them out a little bit more. I think I just didn't want there to be like 30 figures in one of those, in one of the Magic cases. Even the larger, like the 140s or I can't remember what the larger sizes are off the top of my head, but 120.
One for the 6-scale ones or the DF 120.
Yeah, the DF 120s.
And there's a 6th 140 or something. There's a 110.
So I have 3 of the 120s and then 4 of the 110s, which are the 6-scale ones. Oh, collector problems. But
yeah, so we'll see on the Superman. Hopefully, I don't know. If we do it in 2 weeks, it may not be here because InArt's been pretty slow. Like they showed it weeks ago and it still hasn't shipped.
Oh, one other quick one. Draw the line just gave me the heads up. Chris, you had dropped in our chat that you were able to find a Chewbacca from Empire Strikes Back from Ray at Underground Figures.
Yep.
And I was like, oh my God. He's like, go grab one. So I go look. You little stinker, you got the last one.
I know.
I was thinking, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna email Ray. I'm gonna get my Chewy that I've been looking for and on the wait list for Sideshow. Nope. But a little other honey hole that that I've stumbled across. Website called The Time Toys That the Time Forgot, I think is the name of it.
Yeah.
I've gotten a Captain Rex from there, the one from the Ahsoka show, the like kind of 2.0 Rex figure, and they had the Chewy there, and it was I think I'd seen it there a while ago. They had it in stock, but it was like $50 to $100 over retail. But they were running like a 4th of July sale or something like that, and it actually was less than retail at Sideshow by a couple bucks. So I'm like, all right. So I actually have that to unbox too, that I gotten in recently.
It's funny you said. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
And then I was going to say, and I think I had mentioned this before on one of my longer updates. I was like, I didn't want to pre-order a Han Solo from Empire until I knew I could get the Chewie. So I put in a pre-order for Han.
Nice.
So now I just need that Escape from Bespin Leia TC. It's going to be one of those that
someday.
Summer
2029
Yeah, 2 releases from
on the way.
San Diego Comic-Con. I'm hoping for Episode
nice.
1, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Empire Strikes Back, Bespin Escape Leia.
They teased her before. I know because you were not paying attention, but she was in some teaser photos.
I don't pay attention a lot, TC. So,
so good. I
also interrupted you guys a lot too. So apologies.
No worries.
It's ADHD.
When you mentioned that website, I went on there and it was like tons of sales going on, and I click on the Chewy, sold out. You got the last one. So I was like, I'm like, all right, I don't feel as bad grabbing, having gotten the one from Ray. But yeah, they had a lot of really good sales, and it was across the board. It wasn't just their Hot Toys. All their vintage stuff was on sale there. So I've got that one bookmarked now. I'm going to be checking that website out from time to time.
Sounds like a shop that you'd probably just like live in for a day or two if you ever were out there. I think it's like Ohio or Cleveland or something maybe.
Yeah, I need to go to Ohio so bad. There are so many shops out there, and they always have the best toy shows.
Road trip.
I know, seriously. Right near where Kenner used to be in Cincinnati, and my buddy Clifton has a shop out there, so I think
well, you do that. I could go. We could go pay a visit to B-Pans as well in the card world. So
that's right.
All right, this show's gone off the rails.
Yeah.
1 hour in. It's been a while. It's good just to catch up. I mean, we talk daily, but it's also fun to chat with the scavengers live here. I don't think we're going to record next week. Chris, you said you're away.
Yeah, I've got big toy show, Toys for the Ages Expo down in Gettysburg, PA. I'll be driving down there next Thursday with my buddy Kevin Mann. We got a booth, and I've been tucking away all my best inventory for this show. I'm really looking forward to it. It was a great time last year, bigger venue this year. And if you're in the Pennsylvania, New Jersey, area, and you can get over to it, it's a 2-day show. So the 25th, 26th, something like that. So looking forward to doing that. But yeah, I'll be out of town. We'll try to get together in 2 weeks. We'll see how the schedule looks. And hopefully there's some more figures dropped with San Diego Comic-Con and everything coming out.
Sounds good. All right, guys. It's been fun. Appreciate everybody who tuned in live and for those of you scavengers that are catching this on the replay, we appreciate you. Like, subscribe, do all that fancy YouTube stuff. Certainly goes to help us get back. I don't think we're ever going to be back to where we were, but the fact that we're even still doing this is still amazing to me. So
it's fun.
It's fun. So, all right, Chris, my friend, bring us home.
Excelsior.